Божий, вера вечна, вера славна, наша вера православна. Вера вечна, вера славна, наша вера православна.
Vera duši godi, ona razum ljudski vodi. Vera večna, vera slavna, naša vera pravoslavna. Narod srpski prosvetila, zemlju srpsku osvetila. Vera večna, vera slavna, naša vera pravoslavna. Narod ruski prosvetila, zemlju rusku osvetila. Vera večna, vera slavna, naša vera pravoslavna.
Yeah, good, sir.
Hello, my friend.
Hello, hello.
I am glad to see you. Nice
Yeah,
to
I'm
meet
happy. I'm happy to see you too.
you. Know, it's so wonderful that we can talk about boxing absolutely from anywhere in the world. I am from Ukraine. You are from South Africa. Really, now is a good time. This is good time. Let me introduce you to subscribers of my YouTube channel Boxing on Sundays.
Okay.
Today, we are joined by a young boxer with a powerful story, strong faith, and a fearless mentality inside the ring. Elohim the Punisher Kupula, born with the fighting spirit and guided by his father, former professional boxer, coach, and promoter Raymond Kupula. Elohim started boxing at only 6 years old for self-defense and quickly turns that passion into purpose. Even at a young age, he already made noise in amateur boxing with an undefeated record of 3 fights, 3 wins, including one TKO victory. Right now, he is focused on finishing his final year at school, but the hunger, discipline, and grind never stopped. And next year, he plans to return stronger than ever. Welcome to Boxing on Sundays, Elohim the Punisher Kupula. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Your journey started at a very young age, and that already makes your story special. A lot of fighters discover boxing later in life, but you were raised around the sport from childhood. Your father, being a professional boxer, must have had a huge influence on your growing up. What do you remember most about the first time you entered a boxing gym?
What I remember most is that the first time I entered a boxing gym, I saw some big guys. I was just like, yeah, they were impressive, and I looked at them. I'm like, nah, I wanna be like these guys. And I saw people putting up great skills and sparring and stuff. So it amazed me, caught my attention, and yeah, from there I decided, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Hey, this is what I'm going to do. So the skills and everything that I saw there just impressed me, it amazed me. It brought a smile to my face, and yeah, but it was mostly just for self-defense. But yeah,
Your father, Raymond Kupula, played a huge role in your boxing journey from the beginning. Not everybody gets trained by their own father, especially someone with professional experience. That relationships between father and son in boxing can create a very strong bond. How important has your father been in shaping you as a fighter and as a man?
Well, what I can say, he played a very huge role in my life. A huge role in my life, and he impacted me very much. Despite discipline, he was hard on me the days that I wanted to slack off and stuff, but he was being hard on me, he was pushing me, and all that just gave me that heart. It built that heart in me. Until now, I'm forever grateful, and I will always be grateful to him. He's the best for me. Hey, he's the best.
Starting boxing at 6 years old means you sacrificed a lot of normal childhood experiences. While other kids were playing games, you were already learning discipline and hard work. That type of lifestyles builds character very early. How difficult was it balancing childhood and boxing?
Well, I would say it was really difficult because the times that I want to go out and play with friends, and then that's the same time I also have to train and I have to put in the work. Now you're seeing people your age playing games, having fun, while it's while it's you have to go and train. Yet you're still a young kid. You have to socialize with other kids. But for me, it was very different. So I had to become, lonely. I would say I would call it lonely because most kids my age back then, they just wanted to be having fun with games and stuff. So I didn't really have much friends back then because I chose a different path from there on. I decided that this is what I'm gonna do and I will stick to it. So I didn't let any friend or kid influence me negatively. So yeah, I kept my eyes on the goal and I'm still keeping the eyes on the prize and until I make it.
Did you ever feel pressure because of boxing at a young age?
Well, I did. Being a child of being a child of someone who was a boxer and he's also a coach. So a lot of people are expecting you to be the best. A lot of people are expecting you to be great. So that actually put a lot of pressure on me because whenever you perform bad, you start thinking how bad your father's gonna feel because he taught you all those things and you go out there, you perform bad. So it's basically like embarrassing him. So you had to prove a point. So like that was just putting a lot of pressure on me and I was just trying to, push myself to a certain limit and yeah, that's it. Eh?
A lot of young fighters dream about their first amateur fight for years. You entered amateur boxing and immediately went undefeated with 3 wins. Winning your first fights gives confidence, but it also brings expectations. Tell us about your amateur debut experience. What emotions did you feel before your debut? Very first fight.
Well, yeah, that was a very I was very nervous on that specific day. Back in the gym, when I was left 1 week before fight day, I was actually very motivated. I was pushing myself and stuff until the fight day got on a Saturday. It was normally I lost my grandmother 2 days before my fight, and I was really upset and all. But like, at the same time, I was also nervous on fight day, and I was still great craving for my granny and stuff. So, yo, the first fight was I was very nervous. I was very scared. It was just, yeah, it was a lot. And that day was a long day. The trip, I had to travel a long distance from where I stayed to another city. So it was like a 1 hour drive. And I got there late. I was tired. And amateur boxing, you have to do weigh in on the same day. So like the same day I did weigh in, I even did weigh in late, and the same day I did weigh in thingy. Yeah. I mean, the same time I did weigh in, and I had to prepare myself because I was bout number 6 and the bouts were going very quick and being nervous and I stepped in the ring. I only had my coaches believing in me, my family member, my dad, most especially my dad called me up and he wished me the best. He was always by my side. And although he's not around at the moment, but like he's always on my side and he's always calling me up and checking up on me and stuff. Yeah, so during that day he called me, he watched the whole fight online and that fear I had, my coach made me snap out of it in the second round and I performed and yeah, got the win 2-1 point decision, and I was very shocked because I thought I was gonna get beaten up so bad, despite being trained well from a young age, but I still had that fear in me. Yeah, so when I got the win, I was very excited, and it was just a great moment for me. So
It's a very strong story. Your story is inspiring. An undefeated start is always exciting for a young boxer. 3 fights, 3 wins, and 1 TKO already shows your potential. Fans love fighters who can finish fights early and aggressively. I know the great boxer, the Crusher, Sergey Crusher Kovalov. Your nickname, the Punisher, also fits that mentally perfectly. How did you get the nickname the Punisher?
well, the Punisher, that name. I mean, I had a few names before that, like trying to build up a name for myself. I called myself some funny names back in the days, but I didn't live up to those names. So that's them the Punisher. So in most of my sparrings, yes, I will also get beaten, but I used to beat up people a lot and yeah, beat them so bad and stuff. And when I got my when I got into my first fight, I beat up the guy so bad. Yeah, and from there I decided, you know what, I'll just call myself the Punisher. And I'm like, so with this name also helps me train hard to live up to the name because as the Punisher, you have to punish people. You see, you have to punish people. You don't let people punish you. So pushes me to live up to the name. So that's the reason why I gave myself this name, the Punisher. So that I just punish people. That's what I do. I, they come to me and I give them a little punishment and I send them back home.
Absolutely, absolutely, you are a real Punisher. Every fighter has a different style and mentality in the ring. Some fighters are technical, others are pressure fighters or knockout artists. You, your early results already show confidence and power. How would you describe your boxing style?
Well, as for my boxing style, well, I'm not really aggressive. I'm a counter puncher sometimes. I wait and to counter punches. But like I use all of them. I just use all of them. I don't have a specific style, but I use all of them. But I'm not an aggressive fighter. I prefer more skills than aiming for knockouts and stuff. Because my dad once told me uh, to win a fight, you don't need to aim for a knockout because the more you aim for a knockout, the knockout will never come. You just go out there, showcase your skills, box, and you'll see great things will happen. So yeah, I'm not really a pressure fighter who's trying to like get a knockout or anything. I'm just there to box, showcase my style, and win on points if I have to. If it's also a knockout, that's also great.
Your style is a counterpuncher. Counterpuncher like Canelo in his youth.
Well, yeah, I can put it like that, like Canelo in his youth. Yeah, I can put it like that, but like I would say Canelo was a bit aggressive in his youth. Like, oh, he was just going there to just kill, like to end it all. But like, yeah, for me, it's a whole different story. I learned how to be composed in the ring. I learned how to not panic, even if you get hit, because it's also about there's this thing where coach always says hit and don't get hit, but also at the same time you will get also hit, so you don't need to panic. You accept the punch, you respond. So yeah, it's like a question and an answer. They hit you, you respond. They hit you, you respond. So yeah, you block, you dodge, all those skills, it's all based on your game plan. If you have a good game plan, you have good coaches by your side, you just have great style, eh?
Canelo, Saul Canelo Alvarez, when he was younger, Canelo was also a counterpuncher. Somewhere in 2014-2017, those were his peak years.
Yeah, I would say yeah, it was, eh? It actually was. Canelo after the fight with yeah, it actually was a big fight. He was really a thingy counterpunch and stuff. But he's also my favorite boxer, eh? So yeah, I don't really have much of thingy to say about him, but like for me, I just like him because of the skills and the determination that he shows. And yeah, someday I'll reach maybe his level or past his level. So yeah.
What kind of fighter do you want fans to see when they watch you?
Pardon? Come again?
What kind of fighter do you want fans to see when they watch you?
Well, honestly speaking, I'm just trying to create my own story, my own legacy. I don't want to create the same story that every boxer created. I just want to show them that this what you call this, despite what people call you, despite what people do to you, and the I just want people to see the hard work that I put in, because for me, hard work beats talent. You can have talent if you don't have hard work, you won't go anywhere. So I just want to show that hard work actually exists, and I want to also inspire the future generation that's gonna come after me that you need to work hard if you really want something. If you wanna make it up there, you need to really work hard for it. So that's all I wanna. That's what I want people to see when I'm in the ring and showcasing my skills. Yeah.
Faith seems to play a very important role in your life. Your Instagram bio says God before everything, and that message stands out immediately. Many fighters use faith as motivation during difficult moments. It clearly gives you strength and direction. How important is God in your boxing journey?
Well, for me, God is very important. He plays a big role in my whole life. Not even my boxing journey, but my whole life. Because I was raised in a Christian family. It's not that because my parents are Christian that yeah, I'm being forced into Christianity now. It's something I also developed to love God and stuff. Like, you know, there's a lot of obstacles that we go through as humans and that I've went through as a kid that I am or that I was. I've went through a lot, and if it wasn't for God, I would have never made it to this day and age. Well, for me, God, I just don't know how to explain how great God is for me. Hey, all I have to say is the greatest. He's been there for me. He's always looking out for me. He's always making sure that no matter a good or bad day that I'm having, it's just, yeah, it's all God. Hey, all God. He plays a big role in my career, especially my career. He plays a big role because I would have never made it to this. level if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for his grace, if it wasn't for him giving me strength every day, I would have never made it this far. So basically, yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you are right. Absolutely, glory to Jesus Christ. I am an Orthodox and I love our God. I pray for the health of everyone on the planet. Balancing school and boxing is never easy for young athletes. You are currently focused on finishing your last year at school while still training quickly behind the scenes. That takes maturity and discipline. A lot of people only see the highlights, but not the sacrifices. How do you stay motivated while taking a break from competition?
Well, well, I don't really say motivation. It's all about the discipline. Because if you're motivated, motivation doesn't last. Motivation is like a one day thing. But if you discipline, so for me, is that the fact that I mean, I'm a kid, yeah, go to school and well, there's some days you don't really like being at school and stuff, but like that thought of I want to box and oh when it clicks in my mind and just like okay, I have to finish for me in order for me to go back to my previous life, to go back to the spotlight, I have to finish this first. So like that keeps me motivated because there's a goal that I set for myself. So once I'm done here, I'm going straight back in the ring and yeah, every time I wanna give up in like school and stuff, I just remember that I have to box. If I don't pass or if I fail, there is no boxing. So yeah, that just keeps me up, right? That just keeps me up and every day I'm surviving. I'm surviving. Survived I'm left with 7 months now. So survived. I'm left with 7 months. So I believe I can survive the remaining 7 months and next year pretty much sure I'll be back, eh?
Sometimes stepping away from the spotlight can actually help fighters grow mentally. It gives time to improve quickly without pressure from fans or social media. That hidden work often creates dangerous fighters later. You mentioned you are still going on your own every day. What are you improving the most during this break?
Or during this break, I watched my previous sparring videos. So I'm trying to like fix my mental health and my level of focus. And I'm also trying to work on my like footwork mistakes that I used to make in the past. Every day, because my trick can be really hectic and we barely get time to even have time to ourselves. So any chance that I get, even when I'm wearing school uniforms, even at school, I just like trying to work on my footwork and just at least a solid 5 minutes during break time. I work on my footwork and see my mistakes and just correct it because I realized there were some mistakes that I made last year also in my like movements and yes, I'm boxing, but like it's not how I want myself to perform. I want myself to perform better than I performed last year. Good movement, good techniques, good precisions. Yeah, so I'm working on that mostly, and I'm also trying to work on more on my mental health. That's really important, especially this year. It's gonna be very important. So yeah, and I'm also trying to work on my time management, which is also one of the most important as well. Because if you have proper time management, you can achieve a lot of tasks. Yeah.
Every boxer remembers the first knockout or stoppage victory. Getting a TKO win early in your career probably gave you a lot of confidence. Finishing fights change how people look at a fighter. It also sends a message to future opponents. I like it. What went through your mind after your first TKO victory?
Well, what came in my mind? Well, looking at my opponent, my second opponent, because that was my second fight, he was really taller than me, and I was looking up to him, and I was really scared. I'm like, this guy is tall, he's gonna mess me up. But when I got in the ring and we started fighting, I just realized size doesn't mean anything in this sport. You might be big or small. If you're hungry for it, you will get it. So for me, size, this he brought up this inner, he removed this fear of me having to be scared of tall people. Like, because I used to be scared of sparring or fighting tall people. But like once I got that guy real good on there with the left hook and ooh, it was a right hook, and I was impressed that I could actually beat up a tall person like that because I used to be scared of tall people. Yeah, from there I just realized that height doesn't mean anything in this sport.
Young fighters often look up to boxing legends for inspiration. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Foreman, Saul Canelo Alvarez, Alexander Usyk, Lomachenko, Gennady Triple G Golovkin, and many others. Watching great champions can shape your mentality and style. Every boxer usually has somebody they admire deeply. Those inspirations can push you during hard training days. Who are your biggest boxing inspirations and why?
My biggest inspiration. Wait, sorry, come again, please.
Who is your biggest inspirations and why? Who is your favorite boxer? Tell me, please, about your. Yeah.
Me. Well, uh, for me internally, because I have external favorites and internal favorites.
Yes, you are here.
Yeah, yeah.
Please, please repeat. Who is your favorite boxer of all time? The
Well,
internet is bad.
my favorite. Sorry, just give me a sec. Can I put it like this?
The
Well,
internet is bad, but we.
yeah, you asked who's my favorite boxer of all time. Well, for me, my favorite boxer of all time, as you can see, is there. There's him there, my dad. He raised me into this sport. He showed me the ways of this sport, and yeah. Well, you who showed me the sport. He's the one who introduced book with Maywood. Yeah, and the boxing style. I never. Can
Boxing
you hear me now?
Yes. Boxing teaches discipline faster than almost any
Okay,
sport
but
in the
I
world.
don't see.
It forces young people to grow mentally and why emotionally. Many fighters say boxing saved their lives or changed their mindset. You started to self-defense, but it became much more than just. How has boxing changed you as a person?
Changes physically, mentally. Yeah. Um, Physically, I'll start off with physically first. I was growing up as a small little kid. I was very skinny and very short. So I used to get picked on a lot at school and people like people outside and stuff. So the moment I started boxing, as time went on, my body started developing. Like my body started opening up. I just started becoming, I don't know how I became buff, but I just became buff. And from there on, people started respecting, people stopped bullying me because I became bigger than my own bullies, and they had no choice but to stop, and they also got scared. And mentally, boxing has taught me discipline. Taught me with discipline you can achieve anything, and it has taught me with hard work you can achieve anything. So this sport mainly taught me discipline and hard work. That without hard work, without discipline, you won't achieve anything. So you need hard work, you need discipline, you also need that determination. And it taught me how to use your hunger for something properly and clean. Yeah. So how to settle down scores when you really want something. So yeah.
South Africa and Congo have produced many talented fighters over the years. African boxing continues growing and getting more international attention. Young fighters like you represent the next generation. There is a lot of pride of carrying your country flag. What does it mean to represent your roots in boxing?
My country.
Yes.
Well, coming from my looking down my country, I mean looking back in my country, well, we have good skilled boxers back in Congo, but like we lack proper proper leadership in terms of sport wise. We lack proper leaderships and many of our boxers that side they good and they're just not registered and they don't really get opportunities to like see overseas and fight good boxers and make it out there. It's really if you see a Congolese person really making it in boxing, that means they really fought hard, they really suffered to get to that level because well people normally say my country is the poorest country in the world, but like I don't believe it because of the minerals we produce. It's just that it's a matter of time. Yeah, it's a matter of time. But like coming from me personally, I just wanna be that one person who brings this country to glory that everyone should stop. I wanna prove a point that Congo can actually can produce good boxers, can produce good athletes that can represent our country and increase the country's glory and people stop looking down on in my country. And yeah, I just wanna fight for my country's rights, and I just wanna show how the beauty of my country and how we showcased our skills out there. And yeah.
Training. You train hard. You are very strong man. Training consistency is one of the hardest things in boxing. A lot of people can train hard for 1 week, but champions stay disciplined for years. Even during your break, you continue working in silence. That mentality says a lot about your true character. What does a normal training day look like for you?
Well, a normal training day for me, it's a 6 kilometer road work, sprints 5 times, and we do some cardio for like a solid 20 minutes cardio. Oh, sorry, a 10 minutes cardio. Uh, Boxing and conditioning for like a good 30 minutes. A good 30 minutes boxing and conditioning, and you cool off, you do your stretches, and yeah, just a normal day. Yeah.
Your mentality is everything. The mental toughness is extremely important in combat sports. Sometimes boxing becomes more mental than physical. The pressure, fear, and expectations can affect fighters differently. Young athletes especially have to learn how to stay focused. How do you prepare mentally before fights?
Or mentally before fights, the first thing I do is pray and leave all my worries into the Lord's hands. And my dad, of course, he prepares me also mentally. He talks to me, tells me, you know what, this is your moment, this is your time. You've been training for this for a very long time. If you want it, you've been wanting this. So all that prayer, all that, and then he also prays for me. All that prayer, all that motivational, and my coaches, they always push me. Coach Sean, Coach Derek, Coach Oscar. So like they also push me and they tell me motivational words that actually makes me happy. My team as well. So that mentally just calms my mind down. And whenever I get those, and I'm always ready. I'm always ready to face anyone, any Goliath that stands in my way. I'm always ready to take them down.
Many people think boxing is only about punches and knockouts, but true fighters know it also about sacrifice, pain, patience, and discipline. The journey is never easy, especially for young amateurs. There is always difficult moment behind the scenes. What has been the hardest moment in your boxing journey so far? Tell me please about your hardest moment in boxing.
Ooh, my hardest moment in boxing. Well, that will be in 2022. Wait, what's 2021 after COVID, all those COVID issues and stuff. So there was that time I wasn't yet registered. I wasn't yet an amateur, officially an amateur boxer. I wasn't yet a guy who was fighting fights. So for me, like it's something like it's um I'm sure you know Sugar Moses. Yeah, Sugar Moses. So I actually met him in that tournament, and I had to fight him, and I didn't know because I judged him too early. I saw him and I was like, this guy, I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna beat him up because back then he was very young and I didn't really know him. So they put me with Sugar Moses, and it was like an amateur competition, and he really beat me bad. And I don't know how they put that fight in, bro. What a beating of my life because he was more skilled, he had more fights, and he was just, yeah, he's been in the game, like he's been competing more than what I have been competing. So like he gave me a beating, and I was really upset. I knew that I got beaten, and that was the first time I actually got my first nosebleed in boxing, and it was really hectic. It was hectic. I got upset, and my dad is just trying to comfort me by saying, "Now you did good," but like I don't even remember how many punches I threw, but I knew I threw less punches than he was just bullying me in that ring. But like they say, we learn from our mistakes, and we must always stay humble. Ever since that fight, I always remain humble. I don't judge people despite their appearances, and yeah, I always stay calm in a fight and accept that anyone can fight unless I get to.
I interviewed Sugar Moses. He is a very cool boxer. I think he is the future undisputed champion.
Indeed, he is. He is. He's a very good. He's like a for me. He's like a big brother because he's older and he's he's the reason why I became so humble in this sport as well. He humbled me a lot. Like that beating he gave me showed me that. And after the fight, the thing I like what he did, he approached me. He told me I just need to work on my mistakes, and he explained to me to work on them, and really touched me. Ever since then, to the demons, the big brother.
Sugar Moses and Emmanuel Kalengi. They are very cool brothers. And you are like a brother to me. I support you from Ukraine. A boxer's environment can shape their future completely. Being surrounded by positive people helps fighters stay focused. At the same time, distractions can destroy careers quickly. Support systems matter a lot in sports. Who has supported you the most outside the ring?
Oh, that still falls back to my dad, eh? Outside the ring, my dad supported me the most. Because my dad and my uncle really supported me the most in this sports. The encouragement that I always get from them, the motivation that I always get from them, the advices that I always get from them. It's just yeah, they're the only ones who like supported me the most.
Social media is now a huge part of modern boxing culture. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. Young fighters build fan bases before even becoming professionals. At the same time, online attention can become distracting. Many athletes struggle with that balance. You have more than 1,000 followers on Instagram. How do you handle attention and social media as a young boxer?
Aaron, come again, please.
How do you handle attention and social media as a young fighter?
Well, well, I handled it pretty well. I don't know. That's what I can say because despite my posts, I don't post anything offensive to anyone. I don't judge anyone. I just post myself and my hard work, and I just want the world to see how I started off from scratch. And me posting in social media is mostly based on to show the world how you start, how my journey was from scratch. Because I know one day when I reach up there, um, one day when I'm pound for pound, people will see that I actually built a story. So me having to do with social media is not really a big deal because I manage my own account and it's not really a big deal. It's not really an obstacle in my career. It's not even interfering. But I get people here and there that support and like send.
Every fighter dreams about the future and bigger stages. Even young amateurs already imagine championship nights and big arenas. Ambition is necessary if you want to become elite. Your comeback next year will definitely attract attention. What are your biggest goals for the future? The future. Tell me please about your biggest goals. Tell me please about your biggest goals.
uh, my biggest goals in the sports. Well, don't really want to brag much about it, but like my biggest goal is just to make to make history, to leave a legacy, to achieve all those, to be able to get all those belts, those WBCs, IBO, BF, Ring Magazine. Like, just want to be world champion in this sports, and wanna also be the greats.
Do you prefer knockouts or technical victories? Do you prefer knockouts or technical victories?
Yeah.
Do you love knockouts?
Uh, Honestly speaking, I would say tech. Well, personally speaking, knockout is a quick way to end a fight, but at the same time, I prefer technical victories because being technical shows it brings attention, brings a lot of attention. Because once you give the crowd a show, they see that nah, this box is very technical. That's when like everyone starts getting interested. Then you start having a whole fan club, and everyone just wants to take a picture. Everyone wants to be like, So when you technical, it just brings causes a lot of attention in the sport, and yeah, it also shows the type of fighter you are. Mostly it just brings a lot of attention.
A fighter's confidence grows with every victory and every lesson learned. Even small amateur experiences can teach important things. Every round inside the ring helps build future champions. Experience is one of the greatest teachers in boxing. What did your first 3 fights teach you the most?
Well, my first three fights, my first three fights taught me that you to have confidence in yourself, you have to believe in yourself to achieve something, and you have to remove the fear that's within you. So it just taught me confidence about my achievements, eyes on the prize always, and fear and removing fear from every fight that you go through, and yeah, to face your fears.
Are you a different person when you step into the ring?
Well, I'm a totally different person because out here, like with people, with friends and families, I'm laughing. I'm just like that one person who's just like, this boy is so unserious. You know, making family laugh, cracking jokes. But when I'm in the ring, so I come there for business. I come there to make a statement. So like I'm a whole serious person, and I just wanna get done what I came there to do and just leave. Like just wanna destroy, just wanna conquer, just wanna punish.
Your comeback next year is something many people will look forward to. Taking time away can make fighters even hungrier and more dangerous. Sometimes patience creates greatness. You are the future of boxing. I am sure you are the future. The return story can become very powerful. Your story very powerful. What should fans expect from your return next year?
Well, next year, what fans should just expect? Honestly, nothing but win, 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 win. And more improvement, more skills, more. I'll give the fans a show, like a very good show, and show them that this break that I was taking, I wasn't lacking of because I choose to work in silence. I don't want to expose too much, but like I wanted to show when I'm in the ring next year, and yeah.
Boxing is full sacrifices people never see publicly. Missing parties, waking up early, strict discipline, all all of that matters. Young fighters often give up normal teenage experiences to chase greatness. The lifestyle is not easy at all. What sacrifices have you made for boxing already?
Well, I have made a lot of sacrifices. Not a lot like that, but like I have made sacrifices. Like one, it's my childhood. Sacrificed my childhood just for the sports. My social life with people just for this sport. I do not have a social life where I have to go with friends to go party or whatsoever. I'm mostly gym, home, church, and school. So I sacrificed a lot because of the sport. Don't have a social life like that. I do have friends that I know, whom I know of a couple of them. But I prefer staying home more and just focusing on my career and how to build and how to improve my skills. Yeah, that's what I can say that I sacrificed so far.
A lot of young fighters dream about becoming world champions one day. But before the belts and fame, there is the hunger to prove yourself. Every boxer has that inner fire that pushes them beyond limits. That ambition is what separates fighters from champions. What would becoming a world champion mean to you personally?
Well, personally, becoming world champion is gonna mean a lot because I'm going to achieve what I actually promised myself back then when I started boxing. I'm going to achieve something that my father has never achieved, becoming world champion. I am gonna be the first world champion in my family. So it's going to mean a lot if I actually get there, which I know I will. So it's going to mean a lot.
How do you push yourself on days when you don't feel motivation?
Well, like I always say, for me, I do not get motivated because motivation, I use discipline. So motivation is out of my picture. I don't use motivation because motivation never lasts. Motivation is a temporary thing. It's like having a comfort zone, and one day you say you go to training, one day you just sleep off, one day you go to training. Nah. Well, I use discipline, whether I like it or not, I still train. Whether I'm good or not about it, I still push myself.
You are right. You are right on 100%. Is there any boxer you would love to fight in the future?
Well, I see most of them are getting pretty old, but honestly, for me to go is to see because I don't really know who I really want to fight in the future. But I just want to fight the great ones, eh? And to also be part of the great ones. That's all I want because I really can't say who I really want to fight because there's a lot of them. So if I start naming, yeah, we're gonna go out until we're gonna go until tomorrow. So like for me to go is to see whoever comes my way, I take it. Yeah, I do what I do best and deliver.
Where does your confidence come from?
Well, personally, my confidence comes from like I don't know. It just builds up from my surroundings, like my father. I mean, I've been talking about him the whole night, but like he's the cause of all of this. My confidence, yeah, he brought this confidence in me, and I don't know, maybe because I have been through it and I know how it feels, so I am always positive and confident about everything I do because I know, yeah, especially in the sports. If you lack confidence in the sports, you will lack a lot of things. So you need to have confidence, strong mind, strong heart. Yeah, that's what you need in the sports.
And tell us about your toughest sparring session.
Well, my toughest sparring session was with my dad. He gave me he gave me sparring and just beat me so bad, and I couldn't even land a punch because he was so good like that, and he gave me nosebleeds and stuff. Back then, yeah, I was like 14 years old and I was sparring. Yeah, he was giving me sparring, and from there, that's how I developed the heart to take a punch and the heart of the sports.
Thank you so much, my brother, for this amazing interview. Even
I
though
think,
the internet connection was difficult at times, we didn't give up, and that makes this conversation even more special. Real
thank you,
fighters always keep going no matter the situation. And today, you showed that same mentally outside the ring too. It was a honor speaking with you and hearing your story, your
thank you,
mindset, your faith, and your passion for boxing. You are young, hungry, disciplined, and I honestly believe a very bright future is waiting for you in this sport. The way
thank you,
stay focused on school while still grinding quickly every day says a lot about your character and mentality. I'm very happy we had two chance to talk together, my brother. Thank you for
same
your
here, same.
time, your respect,
Thank you,
and your energy during this interview. Keep
thank you,
walking, keep believing in God, and keep chasing greatness because this is
Thank you.
only the beginning for you. Much respect for boxing on Sundays. And last question. What kind of legacy do you want to leave in boxing?
Well, I just want to leave a legacy of greatness and hard work, honestly. I really don't know what to say about that one, but like hard work legacy that just to inspire. I just want to inspire the future generation that will come after me. That's all. Eh?
Goodbye, my friend, and good
Good.
luck in the future.
Thank you.